welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Brianna. Subscribe down below for weekly uploads and turn on that bell notification for notifications every time I upload a new video. So today I'm just going to be sharing some advice and tips on how to nail a Zoom or a digital job interview. Right now it is prime time hiring season if you're graduating college and just got your degree. I'm actually on the job hunt now for my first job as a teacher, and so I have done a couple of different Zoom interviews and hopefully have a few more coming up. So this is what I've learned as far as filming, how you should dress, how you should prepare, and everything about Zoom and digital job interviewing. So if you want to see my tips, keep on watching. Okay, so I made a list of things, and reflecting on the interviews that I've done, I actually just did one this morning and I had one more last week. So here are some different tips for Zoom. I say Zoom because it seems like the app that's most often being used, but it could be Skype, it could be anything else, but lots of jobs right now are resorting to digital interviews, obviously because it's not safe or healthy to do in-person interviews. So first let's talk about filming, your setup, lighting, audio, all of that stuff. So most often I assume that you guys will be using laptops if you're doing a Zoom or a digital interview. So as far as laptops go, most laptops have the same webcam quality. It's not too great, but you just want to make sure that your interviewers or panel, whoever you're talking to, they need to be able to clearly see you. So for me, when I did my interviews, I actually sat right here. I did not have all of these lights on, but I did sit in front of a window. So you don't have to have studio lighting or anything like that, but you do want to sit somewhere that is bright enough to be able to see your face, and you want to have a background that's not too distracting. So something simple, something plain. I did my interview right here, and so my background is kind of just my bed, but as you guys can see, when I'm in the frame, you can't really see a whole lot going on there. If you want to sit in front of a white wall, a plain wall, something like that, you don't want to have anything distracting in your background because you want them to be focusing on you and what you're saying. Also, I know that on Zoom you can do that thing where you add weird digital backgrounds. Don't do any of that, nothing fancy, just whatever bedroom, living room, office, whatever type of background you have, just use a natural background, don't use that Zoom effect. Okay, next thing is audio. So I did not use any fancy microphones or anything like that. I just used the audio from my MacBook Air, but you want to make sure that there's nothing like loud or distracting. Turn off your TV, turn your cell phone on Do Not Disturb. If you have a MacBook, turn your MacBook on Do Not Disturb. The first time I did a digital interview, I forgot to do that, and whenever I got a text message, it went to my laptop and it made that iPhone notification sound. I'm not sure if they could hear it, but in hindsight, I should have turned that off. So make sure that there's nothing going on. If there's somebody like mowing the grass or doing something loud in the background, you want to try to be in a space that there's no distracting noises around you. Okay, so next is the camera angle. You want to try to prop up your laptop or whatever you're filming on to have a level angle between the camera and you. You don't want it to look weird, like you're looking down on them or looking up on them. If you don't have anything that you can prop up, just find like a set of books or something. So when I was doing it, I actually just grabbed this book trilogy and propped up my laptop on top of that so that the camera was level with my eyesight. Try to get it as even as possible so there's not any weird looking down or looking up angles between you and the people that you're speaking with. Okay, so the last thing for filming, I would recommend using a laptop, but if you don't have access to that, you can definitely use your cell phone. Again, kind of all the same tips as using a laptop. You want to just make sure that your background, lighting, everything is great. If you have a smartphone, that camera quality is honestly probably better than most laptops these days. But if you want to just make sure that your phone is just propped up to where it will have that same level thing, you can even put it on the phone tripod if you have that, or again, just find like a stack of books or something to prop your phone up on. So that's everything for filming. Now let's get into actually using Zoom. So I would recommend downloading the desktop app. So if you're not familiar with Zoom, it's basically just a video platform. You can go to zoom.com and go to the website. So let's start over. So whenever you have an interview, they will usually email you or send you a link to the Zoom. And so when you click on that, the default is to take you to the website, whether you're using Safari, Internet Explorer if anybody uses that, or Google Chrome, and you can do it that way, but I would recommend downloading the desktop app. It's free. Just Google Zoom for desktop. You can download it onto a Mac, onto a Windows, and I found that usually works better. And so whenever you click on that link, it will just automatically take you to your desktop app. If you're using your phone, you can also get Zoom for your phone. Same thing, I would recommend the app over using your Safari browser. Okay, so check your settings just to make sure nothing weird is going on. Make sure that you're able to do audio, that your camera's working fine, and just do all of that before the interview. You don't want to wait until 5 minutes, 2 minutes before your interview and find out that there's something wrong with your audio or that your camera's not working. So make sure that well ahead of your interview, you know that everything is nice and fine on Zoom. Also, I would recommend after you download the app, kind of just play around with it. If you've never used Zoom before, and if you're a millennial or a Gen Z and pretty tech savvy, it's honestly not that hard to figure out. But again, it doesn't hurt to kind of just mess around with the app, see the different settings, the different buttons, just so that you feel more comfortable before the interview and you're not on camera interviewing and trying to mess with settings and stuff like that. Okay, so next category is the actual interview itself. These are mostly just general interview tips, but also a few things that apply differently to the whole Zoom and digital job interview. So first things first, dress nice. Guys, I know it's weird having a digital interview. You're not actually going to physically meet somebody, but how you dress, no matter what circumstance your interview is, means everything. So this outfit is actually the exact same thing I wore for my Zoom interview that I had earlier this morning. Just a nice blouse and a blazer. It does not matter if it's on Zoom. It doesn't matter if the people that are interviewing you are wearing t-shirts and jeans. They are judging you based off of how you look, how you speak, your answers, your qualifications, everything. So definitely from the top half up, make sure that you're dressing nice. Now, am I dressed nice on the bottom half? No. Oh, I'm wearing shorts. So as long as you have a nice shirt, a jacket, a blazer, anything like that, make sure that you are dressing nice. Okay, next, this applies to all interviews. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Do your research. You want to come in feeling fully confident. You don't want them to throw any questions at you where you just get stuck, freeze, and don't know how to answer them. So whatever job or field you're going into, do your research. Know everything about that company. You shouldn't have to ask them questions that you can find on the internet. So for example, I am interviewing to be a teacher. If I'm interviewing to be a teacher for this specific school, I want to know about the school. Ahead of time, I'm going to look up the principal, look up some stats about the school. I'm going to know, do they offer AP classes? Do they offer the IB program? How many schools are in this district? You need to know what you're doing, and also for the specific position. So for me as a teacher, I actually spent so much time just looking up YouTube videos, interview tips. I would look at all the possible questions that they could ask me and have my answers prepared. You need to do your research. You need to come in prepared. If you come in and you have not done any research, you have not prepped at all, it will show. Kind of bouncing off of that, you want to prepare, but you do not want to be a robot. You don't want to read off of a script. So here's the thing that could be good and bad about doing a Zoom interview. You're not in person. They can't see if you maybe have a notes tab open, have some post-its down here on the desk next to you. So definitely use that to your advantage. Actually, what I did is in my on my MacBook on the Apple Notes app, I kind of just had potential questions that I knew I could possibly be asked, and just some bullet points, like keywords, points I wanted to make. And I had actually planned on my desktop having Zoom and having a little sliver of my notes there just in case. I actually did not use them at all because I prepped so much that I could just instantly form my opinions, form what I wanted to say, and start talking without having to refer to those bullet points. So if it makes you feel comfortable, you can definitely do that, but you do not want to read off of a script. Guys, you know how you can tell when someone's like reading off of a teleprompter? They're going to be able to tell if you have a piece of paper that you word for word like wrote out a speech and you're reading from that. So there's a fine line between using the digital aspect to your advantage and just being yourself. You don't want to sound like you're reading a script, like you're reading an essay. So definitely keep that in mind when you're preparing. Okay, so next is where you're looking at. So this is kind of weird, and honestly the first Zoom interview, it just felt so weird because we're used to doing things in person. You meet the person, you make eye contact, you shake your hands, all that stuff. You're looking at these people or this person through a webcam or through a camera. So when you're talking, you want to try to either look directly at the lens, at the webcam, whatever you're filming on, or just direct your eye contact to the middle of the screen. You don't want to be looking like you're looking off to the side, looking up, looking down. It is awkward doing an interview through a screen, but either look directly at the lens or just look in the middle of your computer screen so that you're kind of in a way making eye contact. Okay, so the last tip is kind of like how if you had a regular interview in person, if your interview is at 1:30, you're not showing up to that place at 1:30. You want to be a few minutes early. With Zoom or with online, you don't have to be like 15 or 20 minutes early because you will just be sitting there. So lots of times these people might have back-to-back interviews scheduled, or they have some type of schedule going on. So if your interview is at 11:30 a.m., maybe log on at 11:25, 11:26, just a couple of minutes early. And if they are not ready for you yet, then in Zoom, it'll just have like a blank screen. I think it says waiting for your host or waiting for the meeting to start. If you log on and they are ready, you will instantly see their faces. So it doesn't hurt to be early. You'll just kind of be waiting there, waiting for them to start the meeting. If you do log on early, make sure you're prepared. Don't log on and you get distracted and they come up and see you and you're doing something weird or talking to somebody else. So definitely show up a bit early and just be prepared for whenever that meeting starts. So those are all of the main tips I have for Zoom or digital interviews. All in all, just take a deep breath, be relaxed and be yourself. Preparation is everything, but sometimes you will have questions or things thrown at you that you just can't prepare for, and you just have to be yourself and give an honest and truthful answer. So those are all my tips. If you are currently looking for a job, hiring season, just graduating college, I wish you the best of luck. I know it's super scary, but just try not to be nervous, have confidence in yourself, and just know that this is all going to work out. We're in some pretty strange times right now doing digital interviews, but I hope that you guys have the best of luck. If you have any questions, comment them down below. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and good luck on getting those jobs. Bye guys.